Welcome to a very special edition of Communications from Home. As you know, I'm usually on Tuesday nights, right? Today's Thursday, December 12th. And we decided that we should have a little special something for you guys tonight, since it is the 1212 Gateway. And what does that mean? And how can we tap into the energy of that, right? Consciously. And so that's what this special show is all about. And I'm hoping we're going to have a really good, deep conversation, a spiritual conversation about what the 1212 Gateway means to us this year, right? Because it happens every year. So my name is Neshi Lokotz. I'm your host tonight for the special show of Communications from Home. And let's get started because we got a whole bunch of information to share. One of the things that I would like to invite you to do, that if you know someone who would be interested in this information, why don't you gift it to them by sending the broadcast over to their messenger or their page or whatever, if you know somebody who would enjoy this kind of conversation. So how many of you out there who has joined me, by the way, thank you so much for being here with me, especially those in the live chat and also those that'll be watching this by the recorded show, right? Thank you so much. How many of you have known about the 1212 Gateway, right? If you have, just drop it in the comments below to let me know so that I know kind of a little bit of the background of you guys, okay? And so if we need to start a little bit further in the definitions, I can do that for you. If we don't need to, then we can just jump right into the deep end, which is kind of fun. Let's see who's all in the chat here. Thank you to Rob too, Rob Coulter. He's our brand new producer for the live stream shows, and he's producing my show tonight. I don't have to do anything but be with you guys. So thank you, Rob. Rob, if you could show us on screen who's all in the house with us tonight, that would be grand. Let's see who's here. Hey, Anne's here. Hi, Anne. I'm so glad you could join us tonight. I know that Minnie was going to try to be with us, but she's a little busy tonight, she says. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. It's always good to have you in the house. Let's see who else is here. Rochelle's here. Hello, Rochelle. Good to have you here, lady. I appreciate you taking the time to be here with us. Yep. And Lynn's here too. Hello, Lynn. I kind of feel like dating myself a bit here in Romper Room. Like what I need is a mirror. I see Lynn. I see Rochelle, right? So I'm so glad you're here with us, Lynn. Let's have a good conversation tonight, right? Yeah. All right. Jocelyn's here. Hello, Jocelyn. So good to have you here too. I know. Jocelyn's ready for a good spiritual conversation. We've had a couple already today, right? Oh, and Violet. Hello, Violet. Oh my gosh. It's so good to have you in the house. So good to have you here. And Teresa's here too. Hi, Teresa. I'm so glad you could join us tonight. Get ready for the 1212 Gateway, right? Because actually the full moon, it's at the apex at midnight tonight Eastern time. So I'm glad you're here. And Stephanie. She'll be in and out, but listening. Hello, Stephanie. Good to have you back in the house, as always. She's our social media manager. It's good to have her in the house. Yeah, I think that's... And Rochelle says, need more information, please. Okay, we can do that for you. No problem. No problem at all. Lynn says, I'm not that familiar with the 1212 Gateway, although it was a beautiful full moon over the ocean. Oh my gosh. All that energy, right? All that energy. The only thing that, okay, yay, Jocelyn. Okay, so the only thing that we're missing tonight for the full moon and the 1212 Gateway is it being a super moon. It's not a super moon tonight. And what does that mean? That just means that the moon is larger and it appears, and it because it's a little bit closer to the earth. And so it appears larger, right? So that's the only thing we're missing tonight. It's a lot of energy out there. And I know that there's many of us who feel the earth energies and especially around the full moon time. And when we have the events of the gateways, many of us feel that even days before it actually happens, right? Because the energy is flowing. It starts a little bit, and then we have it fully on, and then as it starts to wane, we still feel that energy as it's waning. Hey, Kimberly's here. Hello, Kimberly. It's got to be late by you, lady. She's over in Scotland. Yeah. Hey, Danita's here too. Hello. I know you guys are warmer in Tennessee than we are. It's cold here. I'm in Wisconsin. It's frigid cold. And as you notice, I'm still producing from not producing. I'm not producing tonight. Rob is. I'm broadcasting from my home office. Hey, Cindy Lynn's here too. Hello, Cindy Lynn. We're just getting started with the gateway information. And I was just saying that the only thing we're missing tonight is the supermoon. We don't have that tonight. Yeah. Kimberly. All right. So first of all, what is a gateway? Right? What is a gateway? A gateway is not a portal. Yeah, it's a portal. It's a portal. It's like a doorway, right? It's a doorway. And we have them all the time. We have the one in August. That's the 8/8 gateway. And that they call that the Lion's Gateway, right? And then we also have the 11/11 gateway, the November 11th gateway. And then we have the 12/12 gateway. Now these happen every single year, every year. And each one of them each year has a certain kind of frequency and vibration to them. Okay. And last year, right around this time, on my afternoon show, the card draw show, we were talking about the 12/12 gateway and about being grounded during the time frame of the gateway so that we could release what we wanted to release that's no longer supporting us. But more importantly, what do we want to bring in, right? It's helping us to get prepared for the solstice, right? All right, so this particular gateway, the 12/12 gateway, is known as an Ascension gateway because of the 12s. All right. And it's also known as the gateway to, I got it written down here, the door to the great central sun. The door to the great central sun. Okay. And that gateway is at the galactic center. Think about that. That doorway that's open is to the galactic center. The Mayans called it the Hunan Kub, the galactic butterfly, right? And that doorway leads to the one, the source, the prime creator. That's what the central sun means, the prime creator, the creator of creators, okay? And, and we're always talking about the unified field, unity, source, the I am presence. That's what all that means. And this particular gateway is an opportunity for us to consciously tap into that energy that is flowing. Now, we're going to feel it anyway, no matter what. Everybody does. Even your second cousin who isn't really aware or awake about their spiritual journey, they're really stuck in that third dimension kind of stuff. Even that cousin is going to feel the effects of this in all gateways. Now, the difference between tapping into it consciously is that this is the information we're going to get to tonight. Okay, so that during this time frame of the 12/12 gateway, you're going to be able to tap into that energy consciously so that you're prepared and ready to go when solstice hits, because this gateway is open, full bore open, from tonight until the solstice, right? So that's 10 days, 10 days, the 12/12 to 12/21, all right? So as good seekers, us seekers, and us really good students, if you can, get out a piece of paper, take a couple of notes down. Okay. Just, points. You don't have to get really, into your mental mind about it, but a couple of points. One is the date, so that you're fully consciously aware, your mental mind is aware that we have these special dates sitting right in front of us. Okay. The 12/12 to the 12/21. Yeah. So we're going to talk about the gateway, what this one all means. And also, I want to get into a little bit of the numerology of it, because I think that kind of dials it in a little bit more for us. And I have to say, I'm so used to producing. I was going to start putting your questions up and stuff, but I can't do that. So I'm just going to jump into the beginning information. Hi, Sarah. It's good to have you here. Good to have you here. So there is just so much information about this 12/12 gateway that I actually took notes myself today. Okay. Because I wanted to make sure that I give you the core information. Okay. The core information. So this gateway is all about ascension. And it's here, the energy from spirit is here to support us in our ascension intentions. All right. And so many of us have been seeking for such a long time that we are well on the way on our ascension path. Because in order to even know anything about that, or even to hear the word, that means that you are awake on your spiritual journey. Right. Okay. So this particular gateway is all about the gradual unveiling of our authentic divine self, our original vibration, the bright vibration that we came in with. Okay. That was before we learned all the belief systems and all the rules and regulations. All right. Before we even started to talk or to walk, we came in as our authentic self. We came in as a being that knew about love and knew how to accept and to give love unconditionally. All right. So your authentic self. So in this universal ascension, there's some codes that are activated just by being here and being aware that something's happening. You might not even know what it is. Okay. Spirit sends us this information through the portal. Now you're remembering that this gateway is to the central sun, past the central sun to the prime creator. Okay. And that's all at the frequency of love. All right. Okay. So you have a large stream of love flowing to you, so that you can remember what it feels like to be surrounded by unconditional love, so that you can remember what it felt like to be the authentic self, your highest vibrational self. Okay. And for those of you that have activated Merkabas and you know what a crystalline tube is, remember to turn your attention to it, because that stream coming from the prime creator is coming into your crystalline tube. Okay. And even if you don't have the activated Merkaba, you're still feeling it coming through your chakras. Okay. So that's why it's really important to remember to be grounded and centered, especially within the next 10 days, to do your grounding twice a day. If you don't have an activated Merkaba, twice a day. Okay. All right. Now, so what is this 12 thing, right? Well, 12 is a really important number because it signifies the 12th dimension. And in the 12th dimension, that is about the Christed divinity. And that's what it means about being your highest self, your highest vibrational part of you. Okay. And that's at your soul level, at the soul level. And it's why we're remembering what it's like to be giving and receiving unconditional love. So how many people can remember what that feels like? Okay. Not many of us do, unless we're consciously doing our healing work, right? Our emotional and mental traumas. Yeah. So with the 1212, what's very interesting about this one, this particular one, December 12th, 2019, it's actually a 12, 12, 12. Okay. I'm going to put that in the comments if I can. I can't. I'm going to have to use my phone. And so I'll write it up for you. It's the 12, 12, 12. And how does that get there? Well, it's the 12th month. It's the 12th day. And if you add up the digits of 2019, that's a 12. Okay. So you have a 12, 12, 12. That, in my world, is called big medicine. Oh my gosh. No. My salon's calling me. So we have the 12, 12, 12. And in my world, that's called big medicine. Okay. There's a lot of high energy flowing to us, through us, around us. And so that's why it's really important for your grounding. And it's really important to know what you want to let go of, what's no longer supporting you. It's important to know what your dream is for 2020. Okay. Not just 2020, but for the next decade. Now, you might not have all the details, but you'll want to know, how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel in your life next year, in the next 10 years? Do you want joy? Do you want peace? Do you want happiness? Right? Do you want to feel what it's like to recognize your gifts and to apply all of them? Whatever it is that you want to dream about, now's the time. Now's the time to do the dreaming. That's George. Can you hear George? He's upstairs. I think he's playing with one of his toys. He's a big boy. All right. So with this 12, 12, 12, what that does is it amplifies. It amplifies it. Oh, I'm sorry, Rochelle. She said, I felt unconditional love at the Journey of Remembering class. Yes. And that was intentional, right? On Healing Day. On Healing Day was to help heal enough so that you could be in your heart and to give and to receive unconditional love. And for many people, that is the first conscious time that they've done that. And it's a very moving time in that class. All right. So this 12, 12, 12 is amplified. It's amplifying your intentions, your dreams, what you'd like to manifest during this time frame. Okay. So, it takes some time to sit down and to be quiet and to be able to listen to your own soul. And where do we want to go? What are we really doing? What do I want to do? What do I want to experience? Right? And it's okay. You can do that over a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. It doesn't take years and years and years, or months and months and months, or even days and days and days. It takes a little time to be able to be quiet so that you can feel it, right? And here's the thing. It's about trust. Trusting yourself. Trusting yourself. Trusting your soul. Because right now, we're able to tap into the highest vibration of our authentic self. the highest frequency of our soul. Isn't that cool? How many people feel that's really cool? Let me know. Let me know. And if you have any questions, if I'm going too fast, say, wait a minute, stop. Could you please explain this? And I'll certainly will do that. Rob will put it up for me. Okay. The other thing that's happening right now is that there's a lot of angelic support. The angels know exactly what's going on. Your spiritual team knows exactly what's going on. And so now is a really important time to be able to talk to your spiritual team, right? Have that conversation with them, your angels, your power animals, your guides, your spiritual teachers, right? Is to have a conversation with them. Remember, you are in the driver's seat. You're the one who's having a physical experience here. Your soul is. Our spiritual team is the one that's our support team. Okay. If you're a driver, think of yourself as a race car driver, and your spiritual team is your pit crew, right? And those drivers always have a headset on. So somebody's always talking to them, asking them questions, giving them direction, that kind of stuff. So they need to help you to be clear in what you'd like so that they can help you bring it in to manifest it. Okay. And right now is a prime time to do all of that. Prime time. All right. So this time frame for the gateway is 10 days. Let's see. Lynn is saying, I'd like to know how I can keep grounded when I work for a child protective agency for the state and the energy is a little crazy this time of year. Perfect question. Thank you, Lynn. Because this is the time that you want to make sure that you are grounded, right? Okay. So first of all, you're doing your grounding, whatever technique that you're using. And if you don't have one, we can certainly help you with that too. Okay. Is to make sure that you're doing it morning and night to get into the habit of it, because you can feel it once you're in the habit and you know what it's like to be grounded and protected, right? You can feel it when it's starting to fade. And most of them last about 12 hours. That's why I'm suggesting morning and night. All right. Now, in the middle of the day, sometimes we need to check in, especially if you're feeling kind of wonky or, it's like, oh man, I don't feel right. Something's not right. Check in, do a body scan. How do I feel? Going through your chakras, does it feel? And you can feel it when you're not grounded from a certain chakra down. And that's a time that you can always doesn't take a whole lot of time, a moment sometimes, is to do your grounding again. Now, your grounding is really good, except that whatever you eat, whatever you ingest, is going to weaken the field if it's a low vibrational ingest. Okay. In other words, whatever you eat, drink, hear, watch affects you. And if you're working in the space that you're working in child protective agencies, chances are the vibration there isn't real high to begin with, right? So just you being there, whenever you're there, you're affecting that field. You're actually bringing it up. Okay. So check in with yourself a couple times a day, especially if you're feeling kind of wonky. You can also put grounding crystals or stones in your pockets, or a necklace or a ring, earrings. Any dark stone is a grounding stone. Okay. Tiger's eye is being said right now. So tiger's eye, I don't know if you have any connection to that, but any dark stone is a grounding stone. And I'm sure you probably have something already. You don't even have to go out and buy anything, right? Yeah. But it's a good question. Yeah, you'll want to make sure that you connect with your spiritual team. Have them help you. Put up that protection around you, right? Yeah. Teresa's saying, what is the tool you spoke of for grounding? Okay. It's really more of a meditation or a mindfulness of it. Okay. Sometimes it only takes a moment. And what you're doing is that you're taking a few deep breaths and you are going from bringing down creator energy down through your crown chakra, down through each one of your chakras, and you're going all the way down into Grandmother Earth, down both legs, okay, down into Grandmother Earth. Some people like to imagine being a tree and sending their roots down, okay? You're connecting yourself to Grandmother Earth. And it's good to visualize it. It's good to feel it. If you've ever done the Unity Breath with me meditation, the guided meditation, we do grounding in there. What we can do is list a link to any one of the shows that I did last month's show, even for the Unity Breath meditation that can help you. Okay. Yeah. Doesn't take long. Doesn't take long to do the grounding. Oh, Lynn, see, she wears black tourmaline. Perfect. You know, and that you don't have to program it or anything. All you have to do is wear it and appreciate it. Love it. Right. And let it do its natural job. Mm-hmm. Kimberly, hey Kimberly, she's saying obsidian, very good too. Just bought a rough stone. Feel the difference. Yes. Yes. And we're so drawn to certain ones at certain times for a reason, right? Amy says 10 days from today for this gateway. Yes, ma'am. The 12th through the 21st. Yes. And so being grounded, but more importantly for this one is really, really about honing in on your gifts, what you came in with, how you value them, how you express them, how you use them. Because when we use our gifts that we came in with, that's how we're expressing our soul, right? That's how we shine when we use our gifts. And I know there's some people that say, oh, I don't know what my gifts are. And here it is. It's actually so simple that you're going to say, really? That's it? Yeah. It's whatever brings you joy when you're doing it. Whatever comes to you so easy and you find it's so much fun. It's joyful. You look forward to doing it. It doesn't take a whole lot of your energy to learn it. It's stuff that you can keep in your head like that. Numerology is a gift. Astrology, not so much a gift because I can't keep those glyphs in my head. Okay, things like that. I'm good with languages. Always have been. I think they're fun and I have fun using it. That's a gift. Coming in as a Native American woman at this time, being my age right now at this time, that's a gift I came in with. So we all have them. We have multiple ones. We just don't have one or two. Okay? All right. So it's anything that you find that comes to you easy and it's joyful. And when you apply it, you just feel so good and energized. That's a gift. Okay. All right. Okay, so Teresa's asking, yes, please, for the Unity meditation. We'll get that posted for you in the comments. Okay, it'll be a link to last month's show, the Unity Breath meditation. Okay, all right. Got to keep track of the time here. Oh yeah, no problem, Lynn. Good to be helpful. All right, so here's the thing: is that when we're sleeping or when we're daydreaming, do you know that your soul can travel? We're multidimensional beings, and we can travel to other dimensions, other realms. And so in this time frame for the gateway, for the 1212 gateway, you want to be very aware of your dreams. Whether it's daytime and you're daydreaming, and you catch yourself, it's like, oh, that was really kind of fun. What was that all about? Or your nighttime dreams, because we're traveling. We're traveling. We're actually traveling to the galactic center, the Hunan Kub. We are. That gateway's open, and it's a crystalline gateway. And we're crystalline beings, right? Our whole body has crystals in it. We're crystalline beings. And so we're able to connect with the source, the prime creator, in the original way that we came in. So watch your dreams, okay? If you can, journal it, because it's important information for you, okay? And some people say that we're literally paving our pathway home to the prime creator. Our soul is paving the way home. And here's where the trust comes in. Trusting our intuition, trusting ourselves, trusting our spiritual team, right? Yeah. You know, in my afternoon show on Wednesday, I did a card draw. And that card draw, we're using this deck, Angels and Ancestors by Kyle Gray. And in the card draw that was done on Wednesday, it's a group card draw and it's meant for the week. These are the cards that came. The first one was the Trader, and it's about energy exchanges, right? To create abundance. And this card is all about utilizing our gifts. And in the old days, you know, the traders really knew value, right? And so in this way, the value of our innate gifts, the gifts that we came in with, is how are you valuing your gifts, right? And it's not necessarily a financial currency to it, right? But how are you valuing your gifts? Are you undervaluing them? Are you not claiming them? Or are you embracing them and have a high heart value on your gifts? Because it's going to be important for you to know that for 2020. It's going to be important for you to know that for the next decade. Because when you apply your gifts, when you express your soul through your gifts in 2020 and in the next decade, it's going to be amplified. That's what's happening right now with the 12, 12, 12, right? Yeah. So it's kind of important, don't you think? What do you guys think about that? If you value your gifts, let me know. Okay. You can just drop the word value, valued. And so that we can see, right? You can feel it. Jocelyn said, would you consider it a gift to share your gifts and knowledge with ours if it brings us joy? Consider it a gift to share your gifts. Yes, I would. Sharing our gifts with others. Yes. See, it depends on how you're doing that, right, Jocelyn? If you're doing it through teaching a course or doing what we're doing tonight, right? Certainly. You know, I've been doing some sort of show since I was 16. No, I take that back. Since I was 5. I forgot about dancing. Yeah. So you can tell that the teacher archetype is really embedded in me, right? So it's a gift. So sharing, certainly. And it depends on what vehicle you choose to express that. Some people choose it to be a healer because they get to teach along the way as they apply their gift, right? Through the healing. So I think it depends, you know, whatever vehicle you want to ride in to express it. All right. So the second card was the Knight. And the Knight was all about being brave and honest. Being brave and honest. And sometimes it does take bravery to claim your gifts, to embrace them. Because for some people, that's really announcing that I'm an intuitive, right? That I'm a channeler. I channel messages. That I'm a spiritual artist. Stepping into your gifts that expresses you, right? And for some people, it takes some courage and it takes some honesty with yourself to be able to do that. And let me tell you, the knight has showed up a lot in the last 3 months. And the last card was Shapeshifter. Transform and unveil your gifts. And sometimes we have to have another perspective to have the path to in that expression of our gifts, right? And so Wednesday's card read was really all about this 12-12 gateway. So 2020, you want to embrace your gifts. You want to know the value of your gifts so that when you do the energy exchange, that it's a balanced exchange, right? Do you see how the expression is and how important it is to be consciously aware of this? Does that make sense? Yeah. Now, we haven't even talked about the numerology yet. All right, let's see. I'm looking at Jocelyn says valued. Lynn says valued. Stephanie, valued and exploring. Kimberly, valued and in gratitude. Rochelle, valued. Anne, valued. Teresa, valued in learning. Kimberly is saying, this is amazing. And it is. It truly is amazing. You know what I love about it? What I love about it is that you can feel, when you turn your attention to it, you can feel the energy of the 12-12 and the amplification of it, right? And so when you're valuing your gifts, it's amplified. Amplified. How cool is that? And it's a gift to us that the Prime Creator is giving to us. And we can tap into that consciously. All right. So the next thing that's going to wow you. Oh, wait, there's a couple more people valuing. Teresa, valued in learning, right? Christina, hey, Christina, she says valued with a heart. And Violet said valued. I love that, you guys. This is Star Nation's community. And look how many people have valued their gifts, right? That makes me happy. Happy, happy. Numerology. You guys know how much I love numerology. So we had to do this one, right? Even in my article for the December magazine, Star Nations magazine, in my editorial, I wrote a little bit about it from a Native American perspective. That 2020, when you add the numbers together, is a 4, right? And in that 4, it's about structure. It's about stability. It's about having good bones, so to speak. Okay. Because in the Native American world, we have the 4 directions. We have the four seasons. We have the 4 winds. There's a lot of 4s in Native America, right? And it's all based on spiritual stuff. So what the 2020 is told me, the energy of it from a Native American point of view, is that for our physical lives, we need that structure, a vehicle of some sort for the spiritual side of us to be able to ride in so that we can deliver, to apply our gifts, right? In the physical world. In the physical world. We're no longer practicing. We're not practicing anymore. We're still learning, but we're not practicing anymore our gifts. We're applying it. We're actually doing it. Yeah. All right. So 2019. 2019 ends in a 9, right? And 9s are about completion. And they end an era, a decade, or a cycle. 9s. So, and you've heard it many, many times, I'm sure, that we're starting a brand new decade. And more so than any other decade that I can remember, have we talked about it this much and in this way. Not even for in the 80s when there was the harmonic convergence. We had 3 of them, and one was in 87, I think the other one was 93, and the last one was in 1996. And not even during those times was there this much feelings, emotions, and sharing around a decade, a new decade. So that tells you something, right? All right. So we got the 12, the 12th month, the 12th day. 12 is a 3. You add the 1 and the 2 together, right? And it's a 3. So we have a 3. And then we have another 3 for the 12th day. And then we have another 3 for 2019 because that was a 12. Remember, we had 12, 12, 12. And so with numerology, and we're getting it down to the single digit, we end up with triple 3s. That's all about the ascended masters. That's some of the energy that's coming through that galactic gateway. Is coming through so that we have an abundance of ascended master energy flowing. Mm-hmm. And 3 is a creation number. And there's 3 of them. 333, right? When you think about it, okay, so here are the creation numbers. 3, 6, and 9. Creation numbers in through numerology. 3, 6, 9. When you look at that 333 and you add it up, you get 3, 6, 9. That's no mistake. That is no mere coincidence that we have these creation numbers flowing at this time, because we get to dream about what we want to create for the next year, for the next decade. Right? I got Ed Langdon's voice in my head. our Star Nation's law of attraction expert, right? Yeah. And he would be saying, try it on. Does the vibration feel good to you? If you don't know what you want, which one do you want to create? Which path do you want to take? Is to try it on energetically and see how it feels, right? If it feels good, that's the one you take. That's the one you create, right? So we're surrounded by creation numbers right now too. I should say also. And the other thing is that this is a full moon. And what do we know about full moons? They're about completion. Amy says, that's interesting. Major life change occurred for me in 93, started on this journey, and in 96. You were in the flow there, Amy, right? You were in the flow. Yeah. I'm just reading Kimberly's message here too. She says, yes. Thank you. Yes, quite incredible. Number 13, when you said valued. Wow. Yes. All right. And here's a little something that some people may not know about the number 12 and the number 13. This is coming through Ascension work. Okay. 12. We have loads of 12s all around us. 12 months, there's 12 cycles. There's lots of 12s around us. And that's by no coincidence either. In creation, it takes 12 sperm to weaken the wall around an egg or an ovum, for the 13th sperm to break through, penetrate the egg, to begin life, to begin a creation. Right? Did you know that? So, in a biblical way, right, we had the 12 disciples, the 12 apostles, right? And there was the one, Christ, right? The apostles would go and share their stories and, right, work with the people, so that when Jesus showed up, when Christ showed up to tell the story, people were ready to listen. Most of them. That's probably a pretty dramatic example, but that's it. That's it. It's by design. It's by divine design. And so here we are sitting at a gateway, 12, 12, 12, so that we can go back, pave the road back to the one. Right? I know. Wow. I told you it was going to be mind-blowing. All right. So when you add up, right, the 333, it's a 9, and we're back to completion. Completion. And so Spirit is giving us the opportunity to complete whatever it is that we need to complete, so we don't have to take certain energy with us into the new decade. We're given the opportunity to finish up, tie up loose ends, do the kind of healing work that needs to be done, right? Have those challenging conversations, to work out certain things with certain people that you want to work out. Now's the time to do that, so that you're not taking it into the new decade. Yes. Hi, Cindy Lou. It's good to have you here, lady. She says divine design. Yes, 12, 12, 12. Absolutely. It's by divine design. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so we have that opportunity to tie up loose ends, do what you need to get done. And many of us had already started this in October. That's right, Lynn. Yes. In October. Some people actually started in September at the fall equinox. Now remember what your intentions were in September. Okay? Because the fruition, the completion, comes at the winter or summer solstice, depending on what hemisphere you're in, at the solstice, which is coming up, which is the 10th day of the 12-12 gateway. Just, is it clicking? Can you feel it? Do you have that aha feeling? That moment that you go, insight, right? As seekers, as students, we can feel it, right? Yeah. All right. So we're finishing things up, bringing them to completion, doing what you have to do. Now, for me personally, mine started around Halloween, Samhain. That's a new year for the Celtics and for the pagans, right? Earth-based beliefs. Because mine centered around my physical health. Stuff that's been out there for a while for it to end up in my physical body. And so I'm given the opportunity to be able to do some completion around and get some understanding about my diabetic situation, so that I can go into 2020 healthier. In fact, when I talked to my doctor about it, he said, well, you'll be going into 2020 a much healthier woman. That's what he said. And I sat there and I looked at him and I said, you said a whole lot in one sentence there, guy, because he doesn't doesn't believe in this stuff. He's a pure scientist. And so, but he said a whole lot in that one sentence. And for me, that clicked for me that this was a gift. And I walked out of there feeling so good, even though my numbers are still like this. I had a deeper understanding, and it made me feel happy, good. That I was, it's a gift. I'm given this opportunity to do this, right? So I don't have to take that stuff with me in 2020 or the next decade. All right. So bottom line is trust. Trusting in your intuition means trusting in yourself, trusting in your spiritual guidance, right? Trusting in your gifts, valuing your gifts, your soul, and in its expression. That's hard to say. In its expression. That's what the bottom line is. And we're being given a gift for that. It's called the 1212 Gateway. Yeah. So, how do you do all of that? How do you do all of that? Yeah. Grounding, centering, getting your protection in place, checking in if you're feeling kind of wonky, checking in with yourself and saying, do I need to do my grounding again? Right? And Polly Jo would be adding, Polly Jo, you guys know her, right? She'd be adding in all dimensions that you are accessing. That's what she would do. We would also add that you're grounding from your heart to Grandmother Earth's heart, right? Heart to heart. Yeah. Grounding. Using all your tools. Many of us have done many, many classes, right? Spiritual classes. Whatever it was that drew you to that class, or in that class, what was your aha moment in that class? That's what you use. That's your tool, right? Yeah. So we just got a couple minutes left here. And do we have any other questions? Do we have any questions, Rob, that you'd like to put up, or comments? Yeah. All right. Cindy Lou says, have fun to catch you live. Oh, yeah. Then there you were in my feed. I don't usually have my feed going. Blessings. Blessings to you too, Cindy Lou. Cindy Lou is from New Zealand. So glad to have you here. It's good to see you in this environment too, right? Because we usually see each other in a different one. It's good to have you here, Cindy Lou. Kimberly says, yes, quite incredible. Number 13, when you said valued, wow, numerology. Exactly. Thank you. And Kimberly is she is from Scotland. I know. I'm hoping to be in Scotland in September of 2020. Visiting some sacred sites in Scotland. Yeah. That's one of the things I'm dreaming about for next year. Yep. So if you guys need any help with any of that, just know that it's probably more important for you to get quiet. Take your cup of tea, your glass of water, your coffee. Try to find a quiet spot, because I know right now we're right in the middle of the holy season and it gets busy. But if you can do this, even for a few minutes, is to feel the energy and just state out loud or to yourself, what kind of feeling do you want to have in 2020? Where would you like to see yourself in the next decade? How do you want to use your gifts? Right? Yeah. She's Cindy Lou. Yeah, usually in another space. Just a little bit. Oh my gosh. Cindy Lou and I are in the same mastermind group. It's a good group. Get a lot of done. But yeah, it's a little bit different energy field. So we're nearly at the top of the hour. I just wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you for being with me this evening. I do appreciate it. I have so much fun being here with you guys and sharing a spiritual conversation, right? And knowing that maybe there's a little something that I shared that's going to be helpful to you in your spiritual growth. Um, and so that we can be seekers together and we can share our stories, right? And so, maybe one of my first shows or one of my shows in 2020 in January, we're going to have another conversation about reflecting back on the gateway and how things started to unfold for us all at the very beginning of the new decade, right? Wouldn't that be fun? We'll do that. We'll do that. And Jocelyn said, I'd love to go to Scotland. Me too. That's my dream. I'm dreaming that one. I can see myself in the Highlands. Right. You're welcome, Lynn. You're very welcome for all the information. Amy, you're welcome. Amy and I have known each other for a really long time, and so I'm always so happy to see you here, Amy. Yeah. All right. So, what's coming up? What's coming up next week? Well, with the Christmas season coming, and Hanukkah and all of that, the shows are going to be a little different in the next week or two. Some of them will be on hiatus. We'll be doing, like for instance, Living in Two Worlds with Orchard and Carl Franklin. We're going to end up doing a watch party with one of their shows where Carl tells a story about the real story of St. Nicholas. And I'm going to do that watch party on the last Thursday of the month. And so we can watch it together. I love that story. They are very, very busy with Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus. So we get to be with them in spirit anyway, right? Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I would need to share with you. You want to catch a couple of the articles in the December issue of Star Nations magazine because we talk about the new year and also the new decade in that one as well. You're welcome, Teresa. You're very welcome. And Violet, oh my gosh, thank you too for being here. Tidbits, helpful tidbits. That's me. Yeah. Okay. Well, and tonight was a very special night, special show. So I'm glad you guys were able to be here. And thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob, for producing. I appreciate it. And with that, enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. And we'll see you next week on Tuesday night for my weekly show, Communications from Home, on our regular night at our regular time, which is 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay. All right. Bama Mina. And you know what that means, right? That means until we see each other again. I love you guys.